Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the world of Microsoft Excel. Trust me, Excel is more than just rows and columns. It's a powerhouse for data analysis, reporting, and even automation. Whether you're a student, a professional, or just someone who wants to organize their life better, Excel is an invaluable tool. In this video, I'm breaking down 5 essential tips that'll have you navigating Excel like a pro in no time. We're talking time-saving shortcuts, powerful formulas, and data visualization techniques that'll impress your boss, your friends, and maybe even yourself. So, grab your laptops, open up a fresh spreadsheet, and let's unlock the true potential of Excel together. Alright, let's kick things off with the foundation of Excel formulas and functions. These are the building blocks that let you perform calculations, manipulate data, and basically tell Excel what you want it to do. One of the most basic, yet essential functions is sum. It adds up a range of cells. Need to calculate the total sales for the month? Sum is your go-to. Then you've got average, which calculates the average of a set of numbers. This is super helpful for analyzing trends in your data, like tracking your average monthly expenses. But here's where things get really interesting. VLOOKUP. This function lets you search for specific data within a table and return a corresponding value. Imagine you have a massive spreadsheet of customer orders, and you need to quickly find the order details for a specific customer ID. VLOOKUP to the rescue. And we can't forget about the IF function. This allows you to set conditions and tell Excel to perform different actions based on whether those conditions are met. For example, you can use IF to automatically flag cells with values above a certain threshold, like highlighting products with low inventory. Mastering these core functions is like learning the alphabet of Excel. Once you understand how they work, you can start combining them to create more complex formulas and unlock even more powerful capabilities. Trust me, the more you practice, the more you'll realize just how much you can achieve with Excel formulas and functions. Don't be afraid to experiment, make mistakes, and learn from them. Excel has a handy feature called Formula Autocomplete that suggests functions and arguments as you type, making it easier to build formulas correctly. And if you ever get stuck, don't worry. There are tons of online resources, tutorials, and even dedicated Excel communities where you can find help and inspiration. Remember, the goal here isn't to memorize every single function, but to understand the logic behind them and how to apply them to solve real-world problems. So, dive in, get your hands dirty with formulas, and watch as you transform from an Excel novice to a spreadsheet ninja. Okay, now that we've got a handle on formulas and functions, let's move on to another game changer: pivot tables. These bad boys are like having a built-in data analyst right inside Excel. They allow you to slice, dice, and summarize massive data sets with just a few clicks. Imagine you have a spreadsheet with thousands of rows of sales data. You want to see total sales by region, by product, and by month. Manually filtering and sorting through that data would take forever, but with a pivot table, you can do it in seconds. Creating a pivot table is surprisingly simple. Just select your data, go to the Insert tab, and click on Pivot Table. Excel will then create a blank pivot table canvas, and from there, you can drag and drop fields to create the exact report you need. Want to see sales by region? Drag the region field to the rows area. Want to break it down by product? Drag the product field to the columns area. And to see the actual sales numbers, drag the sales field to the values area. Boom! You've just created a dynamic report that summarizes your data in a way that's easy to understand and analyze. But pivot tables are more than just static reports. You can interact with them, filter the data, drill down into specific details, and even create charts and graphs to visualize your insights. One of the coolest things about pivot tables is that they update automatically as you change your data. So, if you add new sales data to your spreadsheet, your pivot table will reflect those changes instantly. This makes it incredibly easy to stay on top of your data and track trends over time. Pivot tables are incredibly versatile and can be used for a wide range of tasks, from analyzing sales data to tracking project progress to even managing your personal finances. Once you understand the power of pivot tables, you'll wonder how you ever lived without them. The key is to start with a simple example. Experiment with different fields and layouts, and don't be afraid to ask for help if you get stuck. So go ahead, dive into the world of pivot tables and unlock a whole new level of data analysis in Excel. Keyboard shortcuts, your secret weapon for Excel efficiency. Nobody wants to spend all day clicking around with a mouse. That's where keyboard shortcuts come in. These time-saving key combinations let you perform common tasks in Excel with lightning speed. I know what you're thinking. Keyboard shortcuts? That's a lot to remember. Start with the essentials and gradually incorporate more. Ctrl+C to copy, Ctrl+V to paste. In Excel, they become even more powerful when combined with other shortcuts. Another essential shortcut is Ctrl+Z for undo. Excel-specific shortcuts can save you a ton of time. Use Ctrl+arrow keys to quickly navigate to the edge of your data. You can also use shortcuts to insert rows, columns, or even entire worksheets. And if you're dealing with formulas, you'll love the F2 key. These are just a few examples of the many keyboard shortcuts that can supercharge your Excel efficiency. Ditch the mouse, embrace the keyboard, and watch your Excel productivity soar. Chapter 4. Data Validation. Keeping your spreadsheets clean and error-free. All right, let's talk about data integrity for a second. In the world of spreadsheets, accuracy is key. That's where data validation comes in. This powerful feature ensures only clean, consistent, and accurate data makes it into your cells. Think of data validation as setting rules for your data. You can set limits, create drop-down lists, and display custom error messages. One common use is creating drop-down lists for consistent data entry. You can also set numerical limits to track inventory levels. If inventory falls below a set level, Excel can flag the cell. Data validation can enforce specific formats like phone numbers. By setting up data validation rules, you ensure data accuracy and save yourself from potential headaches. Embrace data validation to keep your spreadsheets clean and error-free. Chapter 5. Practice makes perfect. Level up your Excel skills. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground today, from mastering formulas and functions to unlocking the power of pivot tables and data validation. But here's the thing about Excel. It's a skill that takes practice. You can watch all the tutorials and read all the blog posts in the world, but the real learning happens when you roll up your sleeves and start experimenting with real-world data sets. The good news is, practice doesn't have to be boring. In fact, it can be downright fun when you approach it with the right mindset. Think of Excel as a giant puzzle box filled with endless possibilities. Every new formula you learn, every pivot table you create, every data validation rule you implement is another tool in your arsenal, allowing you to unlock new insights and solve problems more efficiently. So, how do you actually practice Excel? Here are a few ideas. Start with your own data. Do you track your expenses in a spreadsheet? Analyze your website traffic? Manage your to-do list? These are all perfect opportunities to apply your Excel skills. Find free datasets online. There are tons of websites that offer free datasets on everything from sports statistics to weather patterns to historical stock prices. Download a dataset that interests you and start exploring it in Excel. Participate in online challenges. Many websites and online communities host Excel challenges where you can test your skills against other users. These challenges often involve solving real-world problems using Excel, which is a great way to learn new techniques and get feedback on your work. Create your own projects. What are you passionate about? Can you use Excel to analyze data related to your hobbies, interests, or career goals? Creating your own projects is a great way to stay motivated and learn new skills while working on something you enjoy. Don't be afraid to experiment. One of the best things about Excel is that it's very forgiving. You can always undo your actions, so don't be afraid to experiment with new formulas, features, and techniques. The more you experiment, the more you'll learn. Remember, the key to mastering any skill is consistent practice. Set aside some time each week to work on your Excel skills, even if it's just for 30 minutes. The more you use Excel, the more comfortable and confident you'll become. And don't forget to have fun. Excel can be a powerful tool for exploring data, solving problems, and even expressing your creativity. So embrace the challenge, keep practicing, and watch as your Excel skills soar to new heights. And there you have it. 5 essential tips to transform you into an Excel wizard. We've journeyed from the basics of formulas and functions, explored the magic of pivot tables, mastered time-saving shortcuts, and learned how to keep our data squeaky clean with data validation. Remember, the key to truly mastering Excel is to keep practicing. Don't be afraid to experiment, make mistakes, and learn from them. Dive into those real-world data sets, explore new functions, and challenge yourself to use Excel in creative ways. The more you use it, the more intuitive it becomes. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of Excel, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more tech tips and tutorials. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. And as always, thanks for watching.